Nigeria possesses one of the greatest potentials in the agricultural sector. We are the most endowed nation in Africa when it comes to the potential or in the agricultural area. Let me tell you one thing very clearly. Nigeria has about 34 million hectares of arable land that can be used for crop and investment and all kind of farming opportunity. And don't forget about a population of about 200 million. You can't say that we are complaining that the Nigerian borders have been opened recklessly without any level of restriction for import of food, and food is pouring into this country, and you said we are complaining. It is not about complaining. We are talking about the future of the children, of the yet unborn, and those who are young Nigerians today that are unemployed. Don't forget that they say over 139 million Nigerians are living under the poverty line, in abject poverty. So you cannot say that this is just things that we are saying that does not make sense. We're trying to tell you the opportunity that lies in that agro-like sector, the byproduct that we can get, the processing and the value chain, and all the opportunity that comes with it. If the government had gotten its policy initiative right, like making available investment in irrigation farming, creating storage facility for farmers where they can bring their produce and government can buy it off them and then resell to the public. Because if you go everywhere in the world, you discover that in America, food is very cheap. You have to ask yourself why food is very cheap in America. Don't you ask yourself why food is cheap in some countries in Europe? Because the government put more subsidy in into farming. And farmers' products can be taken off them whether they sell or not. That's why you can see the American farmers can bury their potatoes if they don't have sales. They don't have cost. They are not going to have loss. Because the government has filling that gap of that loss. Today, we don't have our silos, our storage facility across Nigeria that were built by previous government are not being put to use. That were in this Abuja when Buhari built a pyramid, a wooden pyramid that we are now full sufficiency in rice. So you are not talking about the failure of the APC government. We are telling you where they are getting their policy wrong, their policy initiative are not right, and it's not tailored to help the poor people to get, cheaper food and opportunity to stay away from these malnutrition challenges that we have in this country. Government must get its policy right and go and look at the e-wallet. E-wallet under Akinwumi Adesina was able to deliver fertilizers directly to farmers, cutting out middlemen. Was able to give opportunity to farmers, cutting out middlemen. You cannot do an Anko Bora forms where program when you bring one person and he brings 200 person and you pay the money for him to be able to distribute to 200 person. Politicians took hold of that. APC members bastardized that policy under the Buhari regime and took the food inflation level to over 34%, over 40%. So we need to get our policy right and do things that are necessary to take our people out of hunger. And Tinubu is worsening that situation. Yes, he came and met food price very low. The thing skyrocketed. Farmers are telling you that transportation was the issue. You don't understand. You don't understand because you don't know economics and you don't know how the value chain works. And the transportation cost will be built into what is to be sold to the end users. That transportation cost is what happened when subsidy was hastily unplanned removal of that subsidy arrangement. When subsidy was removed, the cost of transportation jumped by 300%. And you expecting the farmers to absorb the cost of transportation and then not put it on the product they are going to sell. So please, let's be truthful with ourselves. What the policy today is not the right policy. The right policy should have been to get the farmers together, provide resources for them instead of buying new private jet of 150 billion naira. Instead of buying new beasts for the presidential protection vehicle, instead of renovating those presidential houses across Nigeria, that money could have been put into food sufficiency development program, where Nigerians can be able to feed itself, and Nigeria can become the headquarters of feeding the African nation and also supplying to other countries. So it is clear that this government has what they call misaligned allocation of resources, misappropriation of resources, and mismanagement of resources. And that is the reason why the gap exists for inability for the government to fund the initiative that will drive down food price. But look, they went for the easiest route out by opening up borders to countries Bush farming processes have become enhanced by several investments by their government over the years, and then like Thailand, like all the other countries, their government has successfully invested in the farming subsector to be able to now generate resources and then make it so cheap that they can even dwarf the cost of our local farmers.